I don't want this to become me preaching at you every week, but something happened to me this past Monday that really made me think about this. So there is some substance to this. I'm not just wanting to bring this to you to preach or to be pretentious or whatever. But this week I'm going to talk about forgiveness. Earlier this week, I think it was Monday, I got in a really big argument with my best friend Stuart and really said things, we both said things to one another that were just very hurtful and kept pushing one another and trying to make it worse and, just all kinds of screwed up. And it's probably, and Stuart and I fight a lot. That's just what we do. We get bored and we fight. But this one was really bad. I mean, it became personal. And if you would have, the loyal 18 subscribers, if you read it, you would think that we were both a bunch of jackasses and we should have just gotten over it. But we both took it personally. But neither of us, during the conversation, valued each other's friendships enough to just pull back and say, okay, fine, Patrick, or on my part, Stuart, you're right. Let's just drop it. Our friendship's more important than this argument. And tomorrow we'll be able to be completely cooled down and we'll be able to discuss it and get past it. But we didn't do that. We kept wanting to push one another and fight with one another and win. That's what it was. We wanted to win the argument. So I just left. I signed off after about, this was online, I signed off after about 3 hours of really hammering it out with him about this. And quite frankly wanting to throw my computer out the window. But I forgave him and he forgave me. I wrote a really long apology, which is hard for me. I don't like apologizing because normally I feel that I'm right, but I felt that I was wrong, and so I apologized. But the thing about it is that why did it take me so long to do that? Why did it take me so long to forgive my best friend? And so I was just thinking about forgiveness and why a lot of people don't forgive one another. We don't forgive our friends for trying to be friends. We don't forgive our enemies for doing whatever it is that made them our enemies. And we don't forgive human beings for being human beings. And why is that? I don't understand why we can't accept the fact that we're not perfect. We make mistakes. I don't understand that at all. And so whenever I need inspiration and whenever I need a consoling word, I turn to the wisdom of Mr. Rogers. And Mr. Rogers said that forgiveness is a strange thing. It can sometimes be easier to forgive our enemies than our friends. It can be hardest of all to forgive people we love. Like all of life's important coping skills, the ability to forgive and the capacity to let go of resentments most likely take root very early in our lives. And I would agree with that. And I'm not going to pull the Bible out, because we all know what the Bible says about forgiveness. You should forgive everybody and love thy enemy as thyself, and so on and so forth. But really, think about it. Among your friends, if you have arguments with them, can you just forgive them and move on, or does it take you a while? I mean, does the idea come into your head that, well, maybe I can just live life without this person? And if that happens, because that happens to me, why does that happen? How is it that winning a petty argument somehow becomes much more important than a long-term, probably last for the rest of your life friendship between two people that love one another? I love Stuart, he loves me. why were we going to let that destroy us? Something completely stupid and asinine. Why would we do that? So, I know that this isn't the most entertaining video I've ever done, but I was just thinking about it and figured I'd share it. I guess let me know what you think. If not, then just wait until next week when I'm probably going to be mad again and I'll be yelling at the camera. This is a quick reminder for those of you who came over to my channel through my friend Chris over the hills. The next Drunken Patrick rant, Drunken Patrick 4, will be coming within the next 2 weeks. We attempted to do it this past week, but we had a lot of technical difficulties to the point that we recorded it and we had a lot of good takes, but the sound was in and out. So if we had uploaded it, this is what you would have gotten. So anyway, what about that Oliver? He sure is a dickhead. Let me tell you about... And we just didn't think he wanted to hear that.